back again. Second game of the night. Uh, this time we got Do It Right versus Something Heroic. Something Heroic decided to pick Sky Temple. Do It Right decided to get in the last minute to join the lobby. They just joined, so we are going to be getting underway soon. Looks like there was a little bit of a bathroom break. So it looks like we're going to be starting pretty quickly. Just waiting for the okay for everybody. I need to not make the same mistake again. Turn it to tournament draft. That would be ideal. See if we have the bands correct. Yep. Because I almost made the mistake twice. Alrighty then, let's get going. And let me switch to this screen. That's always good, so you can see the picks. So we got on the left, we got Do It Right. They got the first pick, first ban. So same game same map that we just did earlier. Sky Temple. Like I said before, it is a very good global map. We saw the power of that with Avalanche in the last game with their Falstad play and Brightwing. Definitely able to utilize the global presence. So, I mean, we're gonna see if they decide to go with that same style of play with they already showing the Dahaka ban. Sorry, I'm moving my mic around a little bit. I feel like it might be in a bad position, but so the Do It Right does decide to ban Dahaka first. Again, getting rid of some of that global presence. They don't want to play with it. Maybe they don't have a Dahaka player. Maybe they want to prioritize somebody else over Dahaka, and so they don't want to get the other team to have Dahaka or a chance to get Dahaka. I think he's probably one of the strongest global heroes in the game. Honestly, I think I've been playing him almost all of my Hero League games and any other unranked draft that I get. I always play him just because he's just so strong. He like any map that's not a 2-lane map, he will always have value in, and his sustainability is just too good to pass up. Something Heroic decides to ban Brightwing, getting rid of another one of those global heroes. This leaves Artanis and Rag, mainly Artanis, still on the board. Usually we see Artanis banned out in some of the rounds just because those swaps are so dang powerful to get somebody out of position. But this time, let's see if any team's going to actually go for him. They could go for Rag. We didn't see Rag at all last game. We didn't see... So we're going to have to see if Do It Right does it right. Are they going to pick it? Who's going to be the first pick? Could go for the Mouth. Mouth is always a very strong first pick. Getting their top tier healer out of the way right away, making sure that. Could go for the ETC. Strong tank right out of the way. Could go for the Falstad. I think we saw that with the last team. They first picked Falstad, I believe, if I remember correctly. Going into the pool. Can't decide exactly what to do. They're just trolling. Is there something going on? Maybe there might be something going on. Too bad there's no chat. They do go with the Vala first. See if they're going to pick up Enabler. So now, in this new meta, this new patch, there's no, or at least Tassadar is much less of an enabler for Vala. He's still good. He still has a big shield, but it's much less. I really like this. So, Something Heroic picks up ETC, one of the stronger tanks, Malfurion, one of the stronger healers, and they're just saying, we want this solid duo. There's already killable, kill potential there with the ETC slide into Malfurion root, so they can always follow up with any type of DPS. Easy follow up for any kill potential. ETC can get global presence if needed. Now let's see if. Now with Vala, a lot of times Vala's enabler for Ariel, like we mentioned in the last one, but Ariel doesn't have a cleanse, and so far they're already showing 2 people that you need to cleanse. So they're probably not going for the Ariel. I can't imagine they'd go for the Ariel right now. They might go for the Zarya give some shields to Vala to enable her to be aggressive to get the damage in. They could still do Tassadar, and maybe they still like him in the new meta. They decided to go with the Johanna and Jaina. So they've picked 2 backliners. Now, with a healer, that's going to make 3 backliners. It's not bad. It's, I mean, obviously you usually have 3 backliners, so that's, but like, so Jaina's a very good follow-up behind Johanna. The Condemn into Blizzard, easy roots, easy follow-up. I'm surprised that they picked the Johanna that early. I mean, they already saw the ETC ban, so they picked the Johanna knowing that they wanted to get the tank in the first round and before the bans. But I guess they like Johanna more than Diablo or more than Muradin. Vala and Jaina are already a lot of wave clear, so I can't imagine picking Johanna on the basis of needing wave clear. She is a solid tank in the fact of getting rid of Mosh, getting rid of out of stuns, disrupting stuns and that stuff with the Condemn. But it means they're just playing more passive versus going for the stuns themselves. Banning out the Li Ming. This is easily one of Li Ming's best maps. The shrines are very open and in the same time also very enclosed. Everybody wants to be fighting on the shrine, so it's an easy place to put the orbs, knowing you're going to hit somebody. Since it's so open, Li Ming has room to maneuver everywhere to still throw in safe orbs and skill shots into the shrine. So it's definitely one of her strongest maps. Once she starts getting some resets, it leads to snowballing. So a very smart ban on the side of do it right, especially since they already have 2 very, very squishy targets. Jaina would, an orb and magic missiles would eat those 2 up and allow for more resets. So playing into some of their weaknesses right now and making sure that doesn't get taken advantage of. So there's the Artanis. I was wondering if we were going to see it. So Artanis is a strong solo laner. Right now it's either going to be Falstad or Artanis as a solo lane. Artanis has the swap potential, again, and with the follow-up of ETC Malfurion. It's pretty strong. Falstad's got the global presence. ETC's got the global presence at 10 if they do decide to go with Stage Dive. Right now, it's looking like a pretty scary lineup. Artanis gets a swap on Vala and Jaina. They're not going to be too happy about it.
Let's save some lives.
Interesting. Do I like this? Their early game is extremely weak on Do It Right. Varian is not a hero until level 10. But Morales enables him. Morales enables the Vala. Morales enables the Varian to go in. Johanna's not really going to need heals, or shouldn't really need heals. And then at level 10, if Varian decides to go taunt, which I think he should, against the Artanis ETC, Malfurion. If he decides to go taunt, so you have this 2.25 second lockdown from Varian alone, followed up by a Jaina, followed up by a Vala. That's a lot of damage. But none of that matters if they're all sitting in a VP. VP into Roots, into Twilight Dream, into Mosh Pit. The combos are real. Hopefully we see some good combos going on in this game. But I like both sides. Honestly, I think with the Morales pick, I think the early game for Do It Right is stronger. But they have to lane in the beginning, and their laning phase is going to be a little weak. I don't know who's going to be their solo laner. It's probably, I would guess it would be Jaina, just because she has the wave clear potential. She can stay safe with the wave clear and then go back to her wall. It'll probably be the Johanna, and I guess Johanna could be solo lane, but usually the tank sits in the middle to disrupt any type of rotation. But she could be in the bottom. It's possible, and have the 2 squishy, like one squishy with Varian, one squishy with the medic. But it's most likely going to be Vala, I would guess Vala, Johanna, and so forth. So, on the left side, Do It Right. On the blue, we have Ronin on the Varian, Zero Knight on the Jaina, Tantrum on the Johanna, Iceman on the Vala, Hannibal on the Morales. On the right side, something heroic, we got Terraspaz on the Falstad, Baby Rage on the ETC, Eternity on the Artanis, Guts on the Malfurion, and Malzo on the Zeratul. And let's see if there's going to be a scuffle in the mid lane. Right now, I do believe that the early game goes to Do It Right. The Jaina is so strong in the beginning. She has so much damage. You see Falstad fly right to the tower. He's just going to go straight to the top lane, so I don't think something heroic is going to look for a team fight. This ETC doing a little bit of a dance. So no scuffles. We do see Scatting Drone out of Morales. A must pick against the Zeratul. Make sure that no rotations are going to be caught unaware. And we're going to see the Jaina wave clear. A good follow-up already between the ETC. Malfurion missed her roots a little bit, and the Zeratul wasn't on the same page. She was poking Johanna a little bit. So a little bit, hopefully that's not vindicative of the rest of the game, but a little bit of miscommunication on how that was going to go. Artanis is going to be bottom lane with Varian. Artanis should win that lane very easily, and Falstad is going to have a real tough time against the Vala Morales. The Scouting Drone does see the Zeratul though and doesn't allow for a safe rotation. We're going to have to pay attention to this mid lane. Roots does go down, so we're not going to see any type of gank in a while. Varian's trying to go head to head with Artanis. That's not going to go well for him. Not going to go well. Those shields a little too strong in the early game. So first shrine starting up. We're going to see which team goes for which side. I would like to see top lane be taken by Do It Right already, just because they've already had the lead. They already have the Morales there. They might try to go for both, or they're just going to stay in soaking right here, which is going to be perfectly fine. How did Vala not get rooted there? She walked right over the grass. How did that not happen? Varian left bottom lane. He needs to head back down there, make sure he doesn't miss any soak. That's where he's headed, so that's good. So it looks like the teams are just going to opt to spread, share the shrines, and that's fine. But somebody on the side of something heroic needs to get this middle soak to make sure they're not going to miss out on any experience. Right now, Do It Right does have everybody in every lane. They do have Artanis that comes up here to get a little bit of the soak, and Artanis is just going to follow him around. So the key here when you're splitting shrines like this is to make sure, the follow-up on Vala, she does go down. She was just the Zeratul, that little bit of a forward leaning. Zeratul was able to catch her off guard with the ETC follow-up and the knockback, making sure that the vault was not enough to get her away. These are very early giants on the side of something heroic. I don't even know. I mean, Artanis can definitely sell it. He just wants to get one down. He gets to start it up a little bit. And he does leave just to make sure he doesn't miss any soak. I like that play. I like that. I thought he was going to commit to it, but he didn't commit. He didn't need to. He got the soak. He didn't need to take giants right away, and made sure he didn't miss anything. It's a really heads up for the Artanis player. We have 4 up top on the side of something heroic. Let's just get a little wave clear, and they're going to rotate around. Morales is just scouting out for the Zeratul. We are going to want to see the giants are being finishing up by the Artanis, while the Varian takes forever to clear the lane because he just has no wave clear. Look at him just swinging his sword at him. And Artanis is going to be able to finish up shot these giants. This is going to put some pressure on the bottom lane, force the side of something Do It to react to this, the bottom lane mercs. I mean, it does look like they will. These 4 should be able to easily rotate bottom, kill Fizz, all 4 of them. Just rotate down, and then clear out the giants, and then rotate up to knights. So the next shrine should be starting at roughly 4:30. Don't cap. A little off. So the next shrine, it's 2 minutes after the first shrine. So if nobody fights the shrines, they usually end about 2:30ish. And usually means that the second shrine is going to start around 4:30, which means you usually want to cap knights around 4:10, 4:15. Because they already had a Falstad. They actually wanted the shrines, they wanted their knights to be the last pick. Because that way the other lane would be already right here. Falstad can clear and go bottom lane. It looks like this is a great trade for something heroic. There's only 1 member down on the shrine for Do It Right, and 4 on the side of something heroic. Falstad is keeping 3 of them up top lane, and this is almost giving up. This is basically telling him to give up the shrine. Johanna stayed on the shrine way too long, knowing that the rest of his team wasn't coming. He did not need to be there anymore, And this is giving the full shrine phase to the side of, but Falstad, if Falstad gets caught out here, that's going to be, oh, barely gets the dash away. Might still go down because of the Jaina. Oh, close. That was close. That's a worth. That gives them a full level lead. You tell the full towers go down. And it's really because of the rotation. Man, this Zeratul is having a bad time. He does end up going down. That caught them up a little bit. That's pretty good. That catch. But still a good level lead on the side of something heroic. And it's mainly because of, you know, that rotation up top lane with the mistiming of Do It Right on getting these knights. They kind of hesitated. You saw them go here. They started attacking it. They decided to give up because Falstad was already pushing the fort. And they're like, hey, what if we just try to gank this Falstad? That didn't pan out. Well, then now they don't have knights and they didn't get a kill. So it's not the best use. That must have been a misclick. That poor mule is not where he wants to be. There is level 10 on the side of something heroic. They're going to want to be aggressive here. They want to go for some ganks, some easy kills. But it looks like they are going to... Oh, that looks like our Malfurion came a little bit down, seeing if he's going to get the swap. They gave up their 10 lead. You know, they were playing safe. They want to make sure they didn't want to fight into towers because all 4 members of Do It Right was in the middle towers. Artanis is going to get caught out here. There's a big rotation. Level 10 just got hit for a good grenade from the Morales, pushing him a little bit back. Varian did go taunt, keeps him in line. Artanis is going to try to stay alive, but I think it's a moot point. Does end up going down. That did catch them up a little bit on experience. They're only about a third behind now, and they should be able to get these towers, which will even them back up. We do have stage dive on the state of ETC, so we're going to want to see him split soaking with his Echo Petal. Ooh, there might be an invade here. They're down 1. Varian just barely gets off, going for the Malfurion, taunting him on. Falstad gust away. Oh! A little bit of a miscommunication there between the Gust and the Malfurion Twilight Dream. And shrines just pop up. Luckily, it's a split shrine, so the fact that they don't have Gust, the fact that they don't have Twilight Dream is not going to hurt something heroic too much. We do see all 5 members of Do It Right on the bottom lane still. We do have a global on the Falstad pushing tower fort damage, and it's good that Do It Right is pushing this fort damage as well. They know that they're split. They see Falstad top lane. They see somebody on the shrine in mid, so they know they're not pressured here at all. They can push as much as they want. But Joanna has no mana. He can't peel if he does not have mana. So he's going to be wanting to back pretty soon here. There he goes. And this fort swap is actually going to... Falstad needs to kill this mule. Just go over and auto-attack this mule. I think that mule is going to heal up that fort damage for all of Falstad's damage that he tried to do. And so this is one of the tricks when you are playing against somebody that has mule. One, they don't have cleanse. Just kill somebody. They don't have cleanse. Force somebody down with the ETC Malfurion stun lock and just kill somebody. If you can't do that, make sure anything you do on a fort gets finished. If you leave this be, it's just going to get healed up and you're going to hate life. So the Falstad up there, when he was attacking this mule, he needed to either one, kill the mule, or the rest of the team, because there's 2 people on the shrine, more people need to go to that fort and actually kill it to make sure that it's permanent damage. If the Morales is keeping up with her mule cooldown, she shouldn't lose any of these structures, and they should be back to full health. He might go. There it is. Looks like they're just poking around the boss, making sure neither team is doing it. Falstad is going to try once again. This time he has knights, so this tower should go down this time. They know that they're split, but Falstad does have... There's a little bit of an engage here on the Artanis. This should be a taunt on the Artanis. He does go down. VP is not quick enough. ETC just going to stage dive away. Zeratul might actually not get away from this because of the Vala. Yep, there he goes down too. So the VP was just a little bit slow. It's almost like they were trying to get away, and then they just couldn't. And the ETC stage diving away to save his own life, succumb to Zeratul to his fate. I mean, he's a Dark Templar. Stim drone going out on the volley. They're going to want to engage onto this. Malfurion Silence hits 3 members. Varian has half life already, but wow, that combo with the Joanna pull and the Blizzard just melted the ETC in Malf. And this is going to be an early keep on the side of something heroic. They still 20 seconds on. Oh, what? How did he die? I don't understand. Like, he died over here. I think that must have been a false Vala multi-shot. So they know there's 20 seconds on Falstad. They know there's no Gust. They can't be pushed off of this shrine. ETC does have stage dive, but he's going top lane. Malfurion's going top lane. They can't. They're giving up this boss. I mean, they have to because they're down a man. But, man, that feels bad. They just lost the keep. This boss is pushing right onto core. And they almost want to get these giants to just kill the boss. Like, Artanis almost should have just been killing these giants. So these two are going to want to move soon. They don't see the rest of them on the map. Zoo, I don't think he showed mid-heal yet. Nope. They just saw Jaina top lane. And there you go. They decide to leave. They need to leave out. Knowing that they had to have been coming there next. They didn't see him on the map. Artanis and Falstad are killing the boss. This probably won't get past shields, so that's good. And luckily they still have a fort up here to take all of these tower shots. And it's not even going to do probably less than a third of that. But the good thing for something heroic is that taking that tower control a little bit did finish off the rest of the keeps that the Morales was trying to mule up. So that does help them out, give them the experience catching up. I mean, with that keep down and the few kills, Vala's by herself, getting picked on by the Zeratul. Rain of Vengeance misses just barely. If that Rain of Vengeance hit, Varian was right there. That Zeratul would have been dead. So, luckily, just barely off. So, I mean, this bottom lane is going to be a long time pain for something heroic. And any team fight that goes wrong is going to be instant core fight. The Zeratul with the taunt coming out, there should be a dead Zeratul. Good Gust to disengage with the blink. Oh, that ice block looked like it might have been a little bit of a miss button. A good VP hitting 2 of them, securing the save on the Malfurion. Stage dive coming in. He's going to hit 4 members. The slow on the Joanna with the follow-up Purifier Beam. That was pretty good. Unfortunately, it got negated by the Zeratul. He went in there, and his team did not follow up. Vala's playing aggressive, trying to go for the Malfurion. The Varian comes in, and that's an insta-kill. That's I mean, I think teams are not respecting Varian, taunt Varian past 10. Like, that damage is ridiculous. He did go all damage. He went High King's Quest, went Warbringer, Second Wind. And when he goes on somebody with the Vala behind him, with all of her auto attacks, oh, man. She wanted it. She wanted it bad. But, I mean, just the Varian and Vala by themselves are just melting people. They don't even need the Jaina. This is a tough situation for something heroic. It's tough. They need to get some kills. They need to get some good engagements. They need to get some good engagements with VP, Twilight Dream, Roots, like their combo. They need to hit their combo to get back into this game. The problem is that they're getting just slightly caught out if that phase shift was so close. They're just, individual players are just getting just caught out a little bit due to the Varian, and it's forcing unwanted team fights. They do not want to be splitting temples right now. Splitting temples is just going to lose them the game slowly. They're not 20. They need to fight before 20. They almost want to engage. They have all the ultimates up. I don't like this because trading, they just lost a keep for no reason, honestly. And that only hurts them more. I think their thought process might have been, well, maybe we can get a keep and try to even out this lane pressure, but that is not going to help them in the long run. And due to the time distance, there's still 2 members of Something Heroic coming in. Falstad's flying in. They might be able to get this variant, but he's the wrong target to try to focus with any type of clear. A big blizzard on the Malfurion. Artanis is almost dying, and Malfurion interrupted his own Twilight Dream with Ice Block. And that's going to be 2 members down on the side of Something Heroic. That hurts. Once again, I feel like, I mean, I know they wanted to finish off the shrine to get as much damage as possible onto structures, but they stayed a little bit too long. It's hard to tell, like, in the middle of the fight, you're like, okay, we got it. It still takes a long time to rotate it down. But honestly, it doesn't. It only takes like 10 seconds to rotate from mid to bottom. It's not long. It goes by pretty quick. So next shrines are going to be at like 17:30. And depending on how this team's going, that might be game. Next shrines come up. Hopefully it's just a 1 shrine and they'll be able to fight over at 20-20. I mean, Something Heroic still has a way into this game. There's towers down on this keep, a wall down on this keep, wall down on this keep. If they get a good, clean team fight, then they will be able to push a keep to win, especially in the late game with the longer death timers. So they're going to want Zeratul to be scattered around, looking for the team, making sure he needs to not get caught out himself, because he's been caught out a couple times. Oh, walking right by somebody's. They do see him. They are not able to break him out of stealth. Very lucky, but they did see him rotating around. Variant's coming in around for the flank, but Falstad's Artanis is swapping. He's going to be looking for some type of engage, throwing it out as a blind, just hoping he sees somebody. Don't know how much he expected. So at this point, Zeratul, he wants to be looking for him, but he can't, honestly, because of scouting drone. They know he's there. They know he's around. Something Heroic does have Gust. This could be the fight they're looking for. Zeratul does get caught out again, and that's he just barely gets away with the Unstoppable Cleanse. A big Malfurion push. And Ring does catch Artanis. Malfurion goes down. Falstad goes down. That is a 5-man kill to 1. Granted, they lost Morales, which does hurt their shrine push, but that's a minute. That's a minute. I think that's game, guys. See, like, they just kept getting caught out. Zeratul engaged without his team, and he didn't engage with a VP. So there's not 5 seconds for the team to follow up on it. But as soon as he engaged, he got charged, taunted, and it's. I mean, that's all that she wrote. I can see where Something Heroic was trying to do. Like, they were trying to get their combo, but they just were constantly getting caught out individually, and that's all it takes. Congratulations to Do It Right. They obviously did it right. Came out with the win, and glad to see him next week. It was a good showing. It was a good. I honestly, I really like the draft on the side of Something Heroic. I just think they just weren't able to utilize it to its full potential. Falstad was not out of position, but he was trying to get soak, which was good. ETC was not trying to get soaked that often when they were behind. I mean, they weren't really behind in experience too much, which is, that's good. They were only down like that 1 level at 20 to not 20. But it's just the individual positioning when they were farther in the lane, not knowing where they were, and got caught out by the Varian and the rest of the team follow-up. It forced them to use their heroics at odd times. We saw like Gust into Twilight Dream. We saw VP to almost save the Malfurion, and then Malfurion still gets caught out because they tried to re-engage. We saw Malfurion try to Twilight Dream and then Ice Block. So, Do It Right definitely stuck to their comp. Their comp was lock somebody down and follow up with the Varian stun, taunt, Vala stun, Jaina Blizzard. They were nuking people, which is what they wanted to do. They were playing it right. They were sticking together, which granted they have no globals anyways. They have to stick together. They were able to catch they were able to see where the Zeratul was. They played their comp right, and they got the win for it. So congratulations to Do It Right. Hopefully I'll be able to cast you guys next week. So, anyways, if anybody doesn't know, this is Cherry League season 4, I think, right? Week 2. A lot more Cherry League, more to go. A lot more weeks to go. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying my progress in casting. If you guys enjoy it, try to hit the follow. See when I go live more often. I got casting game tomorrow. I'm casting 2 games tomorrow. One was the best of 1, one was the best of 3. I got a cast on Wednesday, which is the best of 1, and a cast on Thursday. So, busy week for me. Anyways, see you guys later. I'm going to try to find a host to go to, so that way you guys can enjoy some more heroes at my expense. Let's see if Cavalier Guest is still streaming. He is. Let's do this. We're going to switch you over to Cavalier Guest because I think he's a fun guy. He's very knowledgeable. I think he is streaming HGAC Open. All right. So, anyways, Snagging Inez. See you guys next week. So anyways, if anybody doesn't know, this is Cherry League. See when I go live more often. I got casting game tomorrow. I'm casting Wednesday, which is the best of 1, and a cast on Thursday. So, busy week for me. Anyways, see you guys later. I'm going to try to find a host to go to, so that way you guys can enjoy some more heroes at my expense. Let's see if Cavalier Guest is still streaming.
Heavy on.
Let's do this. We're going to switch you over to Cavalier Guest because I think he's a fun guy. He's very knowledgeable. I think he is streaming HGAC Open. All right. So, anyways, Snagging Inez. See you guys next week.
And choose a good counter to ETC in general.